2024 Royal Air Force Aerobatics team, it's the Red Arrow! Arriving in our world-famous Diamond 9, trailing our red, white and blue as the team start to ease up and come to the left for a rolling display arrival. As the team come around to the left, you can see that top view of our world-famous Diamond 9. It's absolutely fantastic to be in that shape once again. Leading the team this year is a new team leader. That's Red 1, it's squadron leader John Bond, known as Bondy. He's been in the team previously for 5 years. He took a year out before coming back in 2024 as the team leader. He's been Red 2, 6 twice and Red 4 in 2022. In from the left, in Big Vixen. Bundy was a former Typhoon pilot and qualified flying instructor on the Tucano. 11 pilots in the Red Arrows. We have Reds 1 through 9 in front of you. There's myself, Red 10, former Tornado GR4 pilot, qualified flying instructor on the Hawk T Mark II. I'm Red 11, Officer Commanding RAF Wing Commander Adam Collins, who is actually in the back of Red 4 today. Those of you who saw the news last Saturday, a week ago today, unfortunately the Royal Air Force friends and family lost a very dear friend in the tragic accident at RAF Coningsby. And in tribute to squad leader Mark Long, this is Spitfire.
Motor, go, and
of Red 1 is squadron leader Chris McCann. Red 2 is his first year on the team. He's known as Creamy, having been creamed off as an instructor after training. He was an instructor on the Tucano. He then joined 617 Squadron on the Tornado GR4, where he received an Air Force Cross for services over Iraq and Syria. Reds 4 and 5 now smoke, and you'll see either section, either side of the stem moving theirself rearwards. November 2023, it celebrated the 30th anniversary of the final flight of one of the most iconic and majestic aircraft ever to grace aviation history. As the team roll out, there is no mistaking the wonderful shape of the Concorde. On the left-hand side, closest in, is Red 3. That's Flight Lieutenant Dustin Wales, known as Dusty. First year on the team. He's a former Typhoon pilot, having flown with 11 Squadron. He was an instructor on 29 Squadron, and then before he joined the test and evaluation of 41 Squadron, all based at RAF Coningsby. You now see the aircraft starting to make their way forward, with Reds 8 and 9 splitting to fit on the outside. 6 and 7 will split. Get your cameras ready for the colourful Phoenix.
Probably go back up to about 6, I think it is. I don't think it's got nice and potato this year. Not balloon, right? In the middle of that right-hand wing is Flight Lieutenant Ollie Suckling, Red 4. He was Red 4 last year, it's his second year in the team. He remained as Red 4 and took up to the affectionate role known as Uncle Enid, which means that he's responsible for being a mentor for the new pilots this season. Ollie's a former Tornado GR4 pilot and qualified flying instructor on the Hawk T Mark II, as well as an extensive display career in civilian flying, and he was also part of the Strike Master pair before joining the Red Arrows. You now see Reds 8 and 9 moving backwards as the team form up two distinctive rows as Red 1 continues to bring them around the right. Once again, get your cameras ready for the chevron roll. On the front row, on the far left-hand side is Red 5. That's Flight Lieutenant George Hobday. Again, his first year on the team. He's a former Typhoon pilot, where he flew with 11 Squadron at RAF Coningsby, and he flew on active service over Iraq and Syria, as well as taking part in the Eastern Europe Baltic Air Policing Patrol. As I said, 11 pilots on the team. All the pilots must have over 1,500 fast jet hours before they can join the team, as well as being assessed as above average. They must all have completed one frontline tour before they can even apply to join the team, and then get themselves down to the selection process, which is known as the shortlist week, where they come and spend a week with us out in Croatia and Greece. Reds 8 and 9 start to fall on trail on the rest of the team. Coming in from the left, one of the most popular manoeuvres the Red Arrows fly. Get your cameras ready for the Tornado! The board call is made from Red 9 as Red 8 and 9 roll around the rest of the formation. Watch for the colour change as Red 1 brings them slightly to the left to fly the Tornado down the line. The aircraft flying with their air brakes out. There's a small door at the back of the aircraft underneath the belly. This has two-fold effects during those manoeuvres. One, it makes the pilots fly with a higher throttle setting. This is the Royal Air Force Aerobatic team in Short Diamond. As we go into the second half, to start the second half, we have a new manoeuvre not seen for 20 years. This is the 5-4 split. You now have Enid going off to the right. That's Reds 1 through to 5. They are called Enid, named after Enid Blyton's famous 5 from the children's books. We have Reds 6, 7, 8 and 9 going off to the left. They are known as Hannah, named after squadron leader Ray Hannah, one of the first members of the Red Arrows. He was the only team leader so far to lead the team for 4 seasons. He took the team from a 7 to a 9 and formed our trademark Diamond 9. Hannah from the left, Enid from the right. Get your cameras ready for the 5-4 pass. Keep your eye on Enid to the left-hand side. The Red Arrows were formed in 1964, while first display was in 1965. The Red Arrows were formed from 3 teams. The Red Pelicans, the Black Arrows and the Yellow Jacks. We took the red from the Red Pelicans, the arrows from the Black Arrows, and we took the aircraft from the Yellow Jacks. And in tribute to our first aircraft coming in from the right hand side, the smoke will come on. This is Nat. Right the way up until 1980, when the Hawk T Mark 1, the aircraft that we fly now, was taken over by the team. The Hawk is an extremely agile aircraft, capable of flying supersonic and up to heights of over 47,000 feet. Extremely manoeuvrable, extremely agile and great for what we do. Look directly to the front over the trees and you can see Hannah running back in, the smoke comes on. 8 and 9 roll, get your cameras ready for the Hannah break. Red 7 and 8 off to the left hand side. Red on the team. He's a former Typhoon pilot, having flown with 11 and 12 Squadron at RAF Coventry and has seen active service over Iraq and Syria. Each pair of aircraft will now dive down to approximately 200 feet above the airfield. They'll have a closing speed of over 800 miles per hour. Get your cameras ready. This is the Hannah Pass.
Boy in the back there.
Squad leader Tom Hansford, second year on the team. He was Red 3 last year. He's a former Typhoon pilot and qualified weapons instructor on the Typhoon as they turn towards each other for Cyclone. Within only 100 feet of Red 6 in slingshot. Coming in from the left, descending is Red 9, and that's Flight Lieutenant Patrick Kershaw. Paddy in his third and final year, he turns towards Enid, coming in an inverted V to do the goose. Paddy is in his third and final year, a former Typhoon pilot and also flown the Tornado GR4. As Enid come round to the right, trailing our famous red, white and blue smoke. That red, white and blue is only capable due to the smoke pod which is underneath the belly of the aeroplane. The smoke pod is capable of producing approximately 5 minutes of white smoke, 1 minute of red smoke and 1 minute of blue smoke. Those smoke colours are selected individually by each pilot's button on each pilot's control column. The red smoke comes on for the world famous Synchro Heart. And Red 8 coming in from the top right to spear the heart. And Red Arrows would like to wish a massive happy 50th birthday to Alexandra Home and Tracy Sterry. I hope you enjoyed the Red Arrows Heart over the skies of Ragley Hall. They'll go belly up to each other before completing a barrel roll in a manoeuvre called the Opposition Barrel Roll. Corkscrew. Anniversary. It's proud to fly the Union colours across the world, especially will be in Canada later on this year.
This is his first unit, Red 1.
Once again, over 2.5 to 3,000 feet, there'll be 60 degrees inverted on the way down. Roll the correct way up to complete the manoeuvre called Boomerang. Finishing off that manoeuvre with some inverted flight to leave the display area. In the sky. Red 1 will then flatten the display to form the coils of the Serpent. The motto of the Red Arrows is ECLAT, which means excellence, and that means every single member of the team strive for excellence in everything that we do. Right the way from the top of Officer Commanding RAF all the way down to the newest members of the team, We're always trying to improve the team, be the best that we can, and it's looking directly 90 degrees down their shoulder as the smoke comes on for the Tango present. As Enid leads to the left, look a bit more to your left, and once again you've got Hannah running back in. Red 6 and 7 on top, Reds 8 and 9 underneath. 6 says rolling in, Red 6 and 7 roll inverted. And they try to match the depths and the lengths with 8 and 9 for the mirror pass. Red 6 and 7 working extremely hard in that inverted pass, fighting everything to stop the blood from rushing to their head, and they're therefore making it really, really hard for them to fly the aeroplane for no more than 30 seconds before they roll out and then gather themselves round back to the left-hand side. Clear go as Reds 4 and 5 roll to the outside in one of the most popular manoeuvres we fly and one of the hardest for our new pilots each year. This is rollback. In the sky to celebrate our Diamond Jubilee celebration. This is the anniversary break. But the action's not over. Keep your eye on 6 and 7. Once again, they'll pull up to approximately 1,500 to 2,000 feet. They'll turn back towards the display line for their final pass of the show. With that closing speed of over 800 miles per hour, the synchro pair will now perform the double rolls.
I don't think you'd have treated them away. I think plastic flat.
I should have chopped them down.
Yeah. Get Jamie down.
Please put your hands together for the 2024 Royal Air Force Aerobatic Team. It's the Red Arrows! The rest of the aircraft and take them back to RAF Bryce Norton where they operated from today. We'll turn the aircraft, we'll refuel them, we'll put some more dye in them, some smoke in them, and then we'll all take off and we'll fly down to Exeter for our display at 17:40 in Torbay this afternoon.